Salam, I'm Devi here to offer a general reading and as always explore what feels a fit to you. You might see something in the cards or something I receive differently than I interpret it. So take this as a stepping stone and inspiration on your journey. And have a talk with Divine Scarlet coming up about intuition, signs, and synchronicities. So if you have any questions, anything you'd like us to speak to, go ahead and send her or I a message. You can email amandevi@gmail.com or look at one of our websites, amandevicar.com or divinescarlet.com, and send us a message. So what's coming through? Poseidon is coming up. So is our trip to Salem of last year. So I have two videos, actually I think like three on my channel that don't really have any words. They're just spaces. And we did Divine Scarlet. Meg and I went to Danvers at the site of the first home that seemed to spark a fear frenzy that led to the deaths in Salem. And when I went into that home, and I don't think I spoke to it to her or in the video, I just made a silent film of it so that you could decide what you felt. You could take what you wanted. But when I stepped foot in there, it didn't feel good. And I heard something like, I knew it, you, like someone yelling at me. And it just felt like blame. And what I could imagine was her like perhaps healing with herbs or some sort of healing practice with the girls. And then somehow someone saw it and all of a sudden it's witchcraft. And now we must, start hanging people for it. So I think it's about paying attention to what makes sense to you and trusting in divine order, divine timing, and your authentic truth rather than the pitfalls of a blame game or what society doesn't quite understand about you. Poseidon is already also, coming up. Forgive me, sometimes my words come through very clearly and sometimes I trip on them, which is why you don't hear from me as much these days. I try to keep to myself when I just can't find my words. And it was interesting. You might get something more if you know more about Greek mythology or the story of Poseidon himself or any of the stories. When I look over it, I think about like earthly matters and unpredictability and how are things getting rattled in your favor. And sometimes what seems uncomfortable, when it seems like things aren't working out, is actually the divine stepping in for you. And for me personally, it's interesting to have this divine intervention and yet explore the emotional body in a different way because there is this recognition of divine order. So we're going to begin with the Ascension deck, and when it speaks a little bit to the emotions, and I have my Empower Fucking Mint deck out. A few of my decks have blank cards in them on purpose. If you order from me, don't think that I'm cheating you out of it. But, if I truly believe that you have all within you that you need, then you have messages from your guides that are important. And so it's this mixture of the external and the internal. It's a mixture of what I receive and what you receive to then spark light and life on this planet. So there's the soul path and then Power Fucking Met deck have blank cards in them for you to write with a Sharpie, a few little notes that make sense to you to add into the deck. All right, let's start here. Where does the shame cycle begin that stalemates you into a particular perception or pattern? Whether it's society drives it or something from your karmic condition that's been given to you in this lifetime to break free of. And thank you, Lorraine. I have these mini tarot cards, and that one just kind of literally popped out. Like I thought I put them all away, and then like there that one was. So the Six of Wands, your victory. And you also have from the deer, listening. It's all about to become clear. It's just a little uncomfortable to get there. I don't know why Malachite is standing out. So, they're not moving. All right, we're going to put that aside. That's not moving. Maybe there's something to process first. So look at that. Because an emotional body seems important right now as well. What do you want for yourself? And what feels like your soul calling? As a star seed, there's something for you to illuminate. There's a truth that needs to be told and felt. Decide. May you navigate with purpose. So what feels like your purpose, what feels like your calling? Bottom deck, may you free your soul and sing freely. I love that. Let's go ahead and just put these up here. So what do you want? And will you stand your ground? And how will you show up? How will you show up? Turn it around, they said. Okay. Your intention, as in the 7, setting, like planting the seeds, the freedom, your healing. And there is no bottom deck, however, I decided to shuffle it, so we're just going to set that aside. What resistance is telling you the truth? What resistance is telling you the truth? I had a very interesting experience last night. Feels important right now. I'm going to share, but I was seeing this like green light. Like I woke up in the middle of the night and I was seeing this green light, and I had just bought a what do you call this thing? A dehumidifier. So I was like, oh, it must be the light from that. You know how like you plug in your VCR or alarm clock, there's like this colored light. I was like, wait, no, on the box it says don't plug in for 24 hours. So I hadn't even plugged that in. I was kind of like, are my eyes open? Am I awake? Am I asleep? Am I tripping? No, none of those things. So I'm awake. And yet this is happening. And it was kind of like lighting up around this wooden plaque that I made for myself that says integrity. And like I keep that in my room. I keep that next to me. Integrity is important to me. It truly is. It was interesting to have that pop up. So maybe that's important for you. The 10, celebration. 7 to 8, that's huge. So success. And really when you have, if you're doing personal or romantic readings, the 8 usually tells you independence, but with the star and the free yourself, it's like you're really breaking free to allow yourself to have this abundance, to have it all, because you deserve the best. Let's see if they're going to give us no on this one. I love it how sometimes they tell me who's in charge. They remind me who's in charge. I was thinking about my my story with like intuitive guidance and how it's definitely been a process to listen and trust. And I can't tell you how many times, especially in my 20s, where I would receive intuitive guidance and I would ignore it, like rebel from it, and I'd catch myself in such a mess. And then just so angry with myself, I was like, man, if I had listened to that. But then I didn't really know how. Like, no one teaches you, like, your feelings, your intuition, your gut, the penny on the floor, the feather that floats in front of you, all these little, not so little things are the way things do and don't work. I love, I like how you say, like, when things aren't working with electronics, it's time to take a break. And I have found that, like, man, when things just aren't working, it's either time for a break or time to walk away. But it shows up in a very interesting way. There's a difference between persevering and receiving divine interference, and not divine interference, where there is interference to where you think you're stepping into, and that's what they want you to free yourself from. Light language. So this, allowing that to come through, maybe listening to it, noticing how your hands move. I notice that for myself sometimes my hands will just move, and I'm like, yeah, that's what that is. Um, but allowing like that download to come in for you. Let's see, the card fell. Yeah, so new frequencies really want to come in to change the earthly trajectory or the programmed response to the cycles perpetuated to what's really true for you. Okay. At least think we can go here. So light codes, what do we mean from light codes? We want you to, they gave me the word interject, and there's another card when I was cleaning up, and sometimes I have readings, so I do personal readings, so there's lots of cards, and every once in a while a card is still lingering about, and there is the Rider card that's kind of calling my attention. So if you've set a prayer, you've set an intention, trust that they're going to give you what you need, and your job to kind of help work with the new frequency to work your way up to the prayers. It's not like not deserving. It's like, okay, why are they showing me kids coming down the stairs? Christmas comes to mind a lot. It's like you gotta come get it. Like, it'll be delivered to you, but you gotta go to the Christmas tree at the right time, I guess. There could be a delivery. It feels like you're still, like, you might go up in your dreams, but you need to, or it's coming down to earth. I'm not really sure. Water seems big, emotional body. Water, I love you, I bless you, and thank you. I direct you to spread love around the planet. So perhaps giving some love to your water, making some moon water. 6, the choice card, lovers, change. Oh, there's Poseidon. Well, there you go. What cartoon was like, there you go, Bubble? I don't know. I didn't watch too much TV growing up. All right. Water permeates everything, including the cells of your body. It carries the divine love and special qualities that assist ascension. Poseidon is in charge of the waters. Neptune is his elemental master and directs the undies. Sorry if I said that wrong. And ask them to cleanse your emotions, emotionally based illnesses, and relationship difficulties. Your guidance is to bless water everywhere to bring into the 5th dimension. I was getting 5th dimension the other day. Ask Poseidon to link you to the music of the spheres, which also goes to this frequency to access the sounds of your perfect divine blueprint and start to reinstate it. So, something being activated, we have 5 to 6 here. Um, that you're to illuminate on this planet, moon, in case that speaks to you, just for the full moon. I'm hearing Commander in Chief. I'm thinking of Amy DeFranco. She talks about being Commander in Chief of our own army. What song is that from? I really like Living in Clip. 39. All right. I connect the Commander Ashtar to serve the universe. So, what steps are you taking for the divine to celebrate life on this earth to manifest? And will you surrender, set your boundaries, and manage both the thoughts and how you speak to bring in, like behind closed doors, like opening up that door, let the divine bring that in, and you energetically be that to receive it. So, Commander Ashtar is in charge of the intergalactic fleet, spaceships that patrol and protect the universe. His mothership enters the Earth through Pichu, the two-way interdimensional portal that he oversees. Commander Ashtar is connecting with you through this card and inviting you to view the planet, stars, and galaxy with cosmic eyes. Commander Ashtar is connecting with you through this card. Oh, sorry, repeating. Breathe the subtle energies with the wisdom of this cellular world and allow it to affect your chakras. Okay, I understand now. Okay, so when are those moments that you feel truly connected? When you feel like, I believe it, I can see his face, but I can't think of his name. There was someone who had great ideas, but when he was having a block or he knew with sleep, he would bring in better ideas. So he would like fall asleep with an apple in his hand and like have a metal bucket. So when he fell asleep, he would drop the apple and he'd hold the bucket and wake up and he'd get back to work. So what is that thing you do that brings in ideas, information that kind of allows you to blossom into you to command your power and command blessings, command abundance on this planet that is otherworldly. And as a star seed, it comes in very differently than other humans, perhaps. And so you might find yourself doing things that don't make sense to those who are more rationally based thinking. The rational mind blocks the intuitive receptivity that comes natural to you as a star seed. And so that gateway that allows you to break free of the rational mind is something they want you to tune into and disregard. Free yourself of what society believes you ought to do and be. To really connect into your abundance and truth. Who is making good moves around you? Who has true leadership skills and makes moves on this planet? Different from those who portray. Drink water, they said. I'm not a doctor, but magnesium will also be good for ascension. Stand your ground. Who is pushing your buttons? Why would they do that? And will you stand your ground? Like, are you going to back down? Are you going to be that? Will you be still? And you deserve the best. Allow your energy to speak for you. Sometimes that's enough to free you. And you decide to stand in your strength energetically and trust what's being delivered to you on your divine path, and energetically there is success. All right, sending lots of light and love your way. Thank you for listening, and tune in to Divine Scarlet and I. A lot of our talks are on her channel, info at Divine Scarlet, or info Divine Scarlet, her YouTube channel. Lots of love.